The work had to address the elephant in the room, that everyone thought Domino's pizza tasted like, well, how about we let them tell you?
Domino's tastes low quality and forgettable.
Domino's pizza crust to me is like cardboard.
Instead of hiding the hate,
Totally void of flavor.
they embraced it.
There comes a time when you know you've got to make a change. You've got to move forward.
This is what's driving us. This is what's making us want to get better.
So we let the entire story unfold online in a 5-minute documentary. The campaign generated a lot of conversation, and the new pizza is shaping up to be one of the most successful product launches in Domino's 50-year history.
May God bless America, and may God bless Domino's new pizza recipe.
Come on, you just gotta pay for that. So just in case there's anyone, well, I know there's a lot of people who aren't from the US, right? Literally the TV commercial, the part where it says their product tasted like cardboard, that literally was part of the TV commercial. You know, when Andrew says we literally said our product sucks, literally we said our product sucks, it tastes like cardboard, and then went from there on as the transition. Right? And the results, okay, now I'm going to explain what this picture is because the results really are game-changing. In fact, we like to say they basically went through the roof. So literally what you're looking at here, right, is in the back of every Domino's, the stores often graph their sales, right, and they put their sales on the wall, okay? That is literally the sales going onto the roof of the building, right? They literally were through the roof. It really was a game-changing moment for the organization, right? It fundamentally changed a lot of things, more than just one really good piece of advertising, which it was, hands down, right? It was a great piece of advertising, but it fundamentally changed our organization in all sorts of really interesting ways, right? It started driving some very unique philosophies into our organization, which were completely new to us as an organization. Honest and transparent. We decided from that point forward, and let's be honest, we've just gone on national television spending millions and millions of dollars telling people our product sucked, right? We now had license to be incredibly honest and transparent in a way that no brand in the United States had done in years. In the midst of everything that was going on at that time, we actually came out, admitted our flaws, and then addressed them. And as we addressed them, it became really clear. From that point forward, we were going to be a work-in-progress brand. We were never going to come to our consumers and say, we are now perfect. We were constantly, unrelentingly going to be continually innovating and improving the consumer experience. We may just be a pizza company, but we were never going to be satisfied with giving our consumers anything less than our best. And that drove a very interesting innovation philosophy. We weren't going to be satisfied with small, incremental improvements. We might just be a pizza company, but if we're going to do something, we're going to do it in the biggest way possible. We wanted to do things that when consumers looked at us, they would ask, did a pizza company really just do that? And we would be able to look them square in the face and say, oh, yes, we did. In fact, that actually became the tagline of the entire campaign. And more than that, it actually became kind of our brand platform. And that thinking actually drove a completely new way of thinking of technology in our organization. We needed to step back. If we were going to be an oh, yes, you can, or oh, yes, we did brand, we needed to step back, and we needed to stop thinking about ourselves as a pizza company that sold online. We needed to start thinking about ourselves as an e-commerce company that sold pizza. And that is a fundamentally different way of thinking of your company, right? No longer are we a pizza company first. We needed to be an e-commerce company first, and all the things that came with it. So we set really aggressive goals. At the point, about 20% of our sales were coming through our digital channels. We set the goal that more than half of our digital sales, or half of our sales, would be coming through our digital channels by 2015, this year. We then set out and had to fundamentally change the organization, right? First thing for us, two groups, technology, marketing. Could no longer really be two groups. They needed to act and think like one. And I actually think this is one of the biggest struggles that companies are having right now. Right? Those two groups have got to be completely aligned, and that's what we did. We fundamentally changed the way we think of all sorts of things. If we were going to be an e-commerce company, we needed to be able to use data the way an e-commerce company uses data. We needed to be able to prototype the way an e-commerce company prototypes. Learn, revise, change, relaunch. We needed to stop benchmarking ourselves within the pizza company, within the pizza industry. We needed to start benchmarking our results to technology companies. Right? Those are the ones that are moving fast. Those are the ones that are innovating. Those are the ones that are constantly changing their experience. Why are we comparing ourselves to pizza companies when we really want to be an e-commerce company? Right? A fundamental different way of thinking about our business. Really hard concepts. Again, remember, 50-year-old pizza company, right? For us to do. All right, started small. Couple of easy wins right off the bat. First thing we did, we actually have something called the pizza tracker. If you haven't ordered pizza from Domino's in a while, I'm assuming everyone in the building can actually order pizza from no matter where you are, right? You can pizza track. You can actually track your order from the minute it's placed online, through the making process within the store, out to delivery. Very, very simple consumer experience. Great innovation technology thing from a consumer standpoint. Unlocked a big unknown mystery box for consumers, right? Good start. And then made a visual builder. If you're going to build a custom pizza, you might as well be able to see it, right? Two easy technology wins that then helped us build the rest of the infrastructure, right? Those two things got the organization behind this kind of technology thinking, and we started building our infrastructure, which would then support all of the innovation moving forward. Things like really going and making sure our Domino's.com and mobile websites, from an ordering standpoint, were the best consumer experiences they could be. Creating an iOS app, an Android app. Yes, all these things now are basically a de rigueur requirement from anyone doing e-commerce, but at the time were relatively unique. Right? Built those ordering platforms, made them the best ordering platforms they could be. Then turned around and added some very interesting, what we call enabling technologies on top of them. All right, I'm going to spend a minute explaining two of them. The first one we call profiles. And if anyone orders from an e-commerce site, a profile will not seem like a very unique thing, right? You can save your information, simplifies your checkout process the next time you come back. Within the pizza industry at that time, it was completely unique. We would make consumers come back to our ordering platform and reconstruct their pizza every time they came back. Every time. Even if you ordered from us every single week, we would make you rebuild your pizza every time you came back. So instead, we gave consumers the ability to save their name, their address, their store, their credit card information, and then we gave them the ability to save their order, which we then called an easy order. Combination of a profile and an easy order, enabling technologies, because they allowed us to then do additional innovation on top of those in some very interesting and unique ways.
But next, we had to get customers to care. Obviously, we first got these foundation platforms all in place, but getting them to care was a whole other story. So we actually wanted to connect with them on a cultural level. We wanted to marry technology and topics they cared about to get them to care. So we leaned into transparency in the digital space. We learned early on that the internet in general loves rewarding people for being transparent, but also crucifies or totally exposes people things that aren't transparent. So one of the first examples, we'll kind of go back to the pizza turnaround, might not seem that exciting right now, but when the new pizza came out, we thought it would have been great to actually put a live Twitter feed of what people were saying about the pizza, good or bad. And at the time, companies just wouldn't do that. They weren't using Twitter in that way. So for us, we felt like this was a good way to establish transparency as a part of our DNA. Next, we embraced transparency even more by say, hey, you ordered pizza from us, let's get your feedback. And one of the cool things that we loved, and I guess most people didn't know about this, but once you gave feedback after you ate your pizza, it actually went straight to the store. So the pizza maker that just made your pizza sees what you just said. And funny enough, and actually in a great way, it actually improved quality of the pizza overall because the pizza makers are starting to see all these feedback, good, bad, and it made them want to be better, which if you're in any company, you obviously want your employees to do better. But at the same time, we couldn't just stop there. We're like, you know what, let's take that feedback and simultaneously put it up in the most public place we felt at the time was Times Square. So we put it on a giant billboard. Again, good or bad. I mean, clients are like probably sweating, just not sleeping at night, going, well, I don't know what's going to say. Who knows? But we pushed them on it. Now for us, the ultimate act of transparency was this project called Domino's Live. Since we had nothing to hide, we were like, you know what? Let's put 5 live streaming cameras inside the store, a kitchen of a Domino's, and stream every piece of the step of the process of making a pizza. I mean, I'm sure there's restaurants and places we could all imagine going, I would never want to see in the back of that kitchen. Holy cow, that's scary. But we felt like this was a great thing, again, to embrace transparency and get that sort of philosophy out there. So, of course, this built a lot of trust and loyalty from our customers. Obviously, loyalty in the ultimate form of ordering a pizza. But next, we had to keep getting customers come back. And obviously, getting the care was one thing. Again, that was just a quick snapshot of what we've done. I mean, I've been on the business for almost 7 years, so there's a lot more things in here we could have been talking about, but we have 25 minutes and now 10 minutes left. But we obviously had to push beyond the typical QSR norms. We had to kind of, excuse the baseball analogy, but we had to swing for the fences. We had to just basically make our competition irrelevant. Taking that from someone else's speeches earlier today. But most importantly, we wanted to kind of create these unique Domino's experiences that obviously connected to ordering, which is kind of one of the main reasons we're here today. And as to talk about this cool suite of technology, which we're calling Domino's Anywhere, like hardware, software, we're trying to be clever. You guys laughed, I will tell the copywriter who wrote that, you all laughed. We essentially, though, just took Domino's.com and the ordering platform and brought it to where customers are. And we felt like, trying to tell them to come to us just felt so old thinking. We needed to be where they were, hence Anywhere. One of the first pieces of technology we did, and Contagious is so great about talking about, is we integrated voice ordering into our mobile app. And we created this little character, pizza assistant, who's pretty super sophisticated. I'm not going to call him AI, but maybe one day. Elon Musk might be scared. But Dom is this sophisticated ordering guy, basically e-commerce integrating e-commerce into voice ordering. Don't read ahead, but once you start building a voice ordering system, you kind of like, you gotta add some personality. You actually have to write hundreds and thousands, okay, I'm jumping, but thousands of sort of questions, answers, things that people would say in this voice app. Obviously, we only got a few hundred approved by Dennis, but we might have done a lot more. But anyways, here's some of the fun ones that we want, because again, to get people to care, you kind of add a little personality to it. Domino's, we have personality. This is some of it. One of them is, I'll be a person asking, hey, do you want me to be your daddy? I don't know why I asked such a dirty question, but anyways, I already have a father and a motherboard. So Dom's great, you can ask him all kinds of questions. Hopefully you guys get a chance to play with him. Next, we took voice ordering to Ford. We partnered with Ford to let people order pizza on their drive home. It was an insight we know that most people order and get pizza on their way home from work. As Americans, we love sitting on the couch. So we, of course, had to have an app that allowed you to order pizza in your sweatpants, or in no pants at all. But anyway, the next we had to get into wearables. We love wearables. I don't have an iWatch now, but we thought this would be a great opportunity for us. So we first launched on the Pebble Watch platform. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it. It's one of the famous Kickstarter projects out there, but we also did Android and Apple Watch as well. And then most recently, we created a new way to order entirely, and that's using emoji, text or tweet. Funny enough is that we actually had this idea years ago, but Dennis talked about infrastructure. We needed the infrastructure first to get there. We needed pizza profiles. And then, to be honest, just text or tweeting didn't seem that exciting to us. It's a great way to order pizza, sure, but it just didn't have that cultural currency, that cachet, that press-worthiness to it. And luckily, when emoji came out, we're sort of like, hey, opportunity. So we used the emoji. Again, it seems like a simple idea, like super simple. Yeah, emoji, okay, great. But imagine, I'll be mean, but selling Dennis, the client, on using emoji. Yes, the thing that 13-year-old girls and kids all around are using to talk to each other. So this is the call kind of went like this when we were trying to sell the idea. Mind you, we were